At 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight on the Weather Watch, and we are tracking the potential for more stormy weather across Connecticut. Good evening. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Thanks for joining us. Today was cloudy yet again, but rain and storms are on the forecast once again.
Yeah, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank now for the first look at the forecast. Rach?
Once we get through the storms, though, we are looking at a really nice weekend, but the main window of time to watch will be between 6 a.m. and around 11 a.m. So this is mostly going to be a morning event for us. So heavier downpours, gusty winds, rumbles of thunder out there, and there is a low risk for a severe thunderstorm, too. The Storm Prediction Center has us in a level 1 risk of severe storms. It's a 5-level threat scale. If we end up getting an isolated severe storm, damaging winds would be the most likely threat, but the Storm Prediction Center has said there is a low but still present risk for an isolated tornado in this setup as well. So just worth keeping an eye on just in case. Taking a look at the radar here close to home, not a lot going on, but you'll see not one but 2 lines of showers and storms heading this way for tomorrow morning. The humidity building in as we head through the coming hours. Overnight lows only near 70 as we head towards daybreak, and we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms in the morning. There could be a couple rounds that end up coming through. It will be drier as we head through the afternoon with an isolated lingering shower or storm, followed by clearing and falling humidity. Your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. New at 10, family and friends are memorializing Hartford's 22nd homicide victim of the year. 24-year-old Jordan Phipps was gunned down outside a convenience store earlier this month. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner was at that memorial. She joins us live from the Hartford Police Department with more. DeAndrea.
Well, Sarah, it's a really sad day for this family. His family, along with community activists, they are calling for a change for repeat violent offenders who are out on bond. Court records show that the alleged murderer in this case, he was out on bond on 8 other pending charges. The scene of the crime that took their loved one's life was too fresh to be at. So the family of 24-year-old Jordan Phipps, affectionately known as 2-3, the same number of Michael Jordan, to those know him best, came together at Windsor Meadows State Park to honor his life.
We pray that you will get the justice that you so richly deserve.
Phipps was killed on August 6th in a shooting on Wethersfield Avenue in Hartford, leaving behind a 1-year-old son. This is the 6th vigil held by the group Mothers United Against Violence in the last month. To date, police say there have been 28 murders compared to 25 at the same time last year.
It's been chaotic. It's been just downright dangerous for all the residents in Hartford.
As the capital city deals with the rise in cases, Phipps' murder is calling for change when it comes to repeat offenders being out on bond. Police say that his accused killer, Chan Williams Bay, was out on an $800,000 bond, accused of another shooting in 2021.
So we're saying today something got to be done better with the justice system.
In a press conference a few weeks ago following Phipps' murder, Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin spoke out just 2 months after legislation was passed to try and reduce violent crime in the state.
I hope that by highlighting this case and this history, we can ensure that those individuals who are responsible for repeatedly committing acts of violence in our community face swift, serious consequences.
Now, William Bay, he will be in court again on September 18th. In Hartford, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
DeAndrea, thank you. Cleanup continues tonight in Manchester after a condominium wall partially collapsed last night. It happened at the East Meadow condominiums around 7:30. Firefighters say the brick facade outside the building fell and damaged multiple cars. The building had no structural damage, and the building inspector ruled it safe, so residents were eventually allowed to go back inside. One firefighter was taken to a hospital for a minor ankle injury. Well, new at 10, the CVS in West Hartford Center is closing after 45 years.
Now, those who use that pharmacy are wondering what will happen once the store shuts down for good.
Yeah, this store marks yet another business closing up shop, and Fox 61's Jake Garcia is live in West Hartford right now with more. Jake.
Well, Brent and Sarah, the writing is on the wall, and as the sign says, the CVS here on Farmington Avenue will officially close for good soon, leaving people in this area taking longer commutes to get to the drugstore. This comes at a time when businesses across the state are closing and even experiencing layoffs.
It's just a bummer because this is like where our pharmacy is. We walk by here every single day. We're always going in to get just random stuff. It's a fun activity for the dog. They're dog friendly too.
CVS announcing it will be closing its West Hartford location on Farmington Avenue on September 20th, as the company plans to cut costs and focus more on health care rather than the retail portion of the business. CVS expects to close 900 stores across the country, including this location in West Hartford, leaving people nearby going further to pick up their prescriptions.
And it's too bad that there's now not going to be a drugstore in this whole area. So that's a shame.
This store joins a growing list of businesses who are shutting their doors. In July, Christmas Tree Shops announced it was closing its remaining locations after filing for bankruptcy. Various restaurants are calling it quits, struggling to catch up after the pandemic. And Norwalk-based Frontier Communications is considering moving its headquarters out of state. Earlier this week, CVS Health, which is the parent company of Hartford-based Aetna, announced it was laying off 5,000 employees nationwide. Despite the recent headlines, the Connecticut job market continues to improve, according to the July job report.
Connecticut is now 98.2% recovered from the COVID shutdown, with the private sector just 100 jobs below the February 2019 level, the last month before the pandemic. Connecticut's unemployment rate fell to 3.6%, the lowest level since September 2019.
But for people like Merle, who have a long history with the CVS, the news of its closure is bittersweet.
I have a warm spot for this building, and I hope they do something good with it.
A CVS spokesperson told me that there are no other closures expected in the state of Connecticut. Now, if you do have prescriptions at this location, you can get them transferred to a more convenient location. But if you don't do that by September 20th, they will be automatically transferred to the location on South Main Street. Live in West Hartford, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.